All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another segment of the Boston Cafe. As promised, we have the tell-all interview from the allegations made against P. Let's talk about it, P, who I see upon my search bar has currently since deleted his YouTube channel. We have Fania backstage. I'm going to run off some questions that I found on a survey online that they usually run off and ask rape victims, people who've been in those kind of situations. It's usually a list of questions they ask them. So just know these are not my questions. And I told Fania whenever she's not comfortable, we could just move forward. So without further ado, let me bring the lovely lady to the stage who had the courage to tell her story to the world. The survivor, the winner, my homegirl, my moderator, Fania. What's up, sis? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yo,
How you
thank you for
doing?
yo, we hanging in there. We hanging in there, sis. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous earlier. I was like, yo, I hope she shows up. But as always, Big Sis pull right up. She's not playing no games. She ain't telling no lies. Like we're gonna finally just get to the bottom of this. Now, the first question everyone constantly asks is what made you come out now after all this time here on YouTube? Even though I know the answer, sis, just know I'm always going to ask questions for the listeners. So, again, I'm going to ask you, what made you come out now after all this time here on YouTube?
Well, I noticed that he was in your comments, and when you watch a certain type of shows on YouTube, they give you suggestions, and his suggestion popped up. His face popped up, so I was like, "Oh hell no, hell no."
Right. So, is the seeing him around, it was a problem for you because, cafes where you hang out, this is where you be at.
Right? It
Right.
was. It was. And at first, I was gonna say I was gonna excuse myself and not come back on, but then he wins again. You know what I mean? So
Now, no question. And as you see, I'm glad you bring it to my attention because as you see, my method of approach, that's not what I'd rather. All right, so let's get into these questions.
my bad. I don't really do this. So I don't know the good angle here.
Good, sis. You good. Don't matter. You good. You camped up. You got the courage. You showed your face to the world. We're here. All right. So first one I'm gonna ask you is, who sexually assaulted you, Fania?
Perry, right?
Right. Do you know him? Like, do you know him, and how do you know him?
And they called him Red. He lived in River Park Towers at the time that I lived in River Park Towers. Do I know him? Yes, I was associated with him. Yes, I was.
All right. And who were you? Were you alone, or were you both in a group setting? Like, tell us the story.
It was a party. It was a party, and he was there, and I was there as well.
All right.
Hmm.
And were there any alcohol or drugs involved? Were you both drinking?
Certainly, there was alcohol involved. Just for me, I don't smoke, so but there was smoke there as well.
Did you know the inner circle of people that you were around?
Yes, it was my friend's birthday party, and we were celebrating her birthday.
All right. And that mutual friend, that's a friend of his as well, correct?
Actually, he was messing with the girl.
Oh, so the mutual friend was actually his girlfriend, wife, baby mother, what was her significance to him?
No, it was not his girlfriend. It was he was just messing with her from the neighborhood, I guess.
Oh, so okay. Another chick that he was just messing with.
Right. I'm gonna leave
All
the
right.
camera off because it's I feel more comfortable like that.
No, it's all right. You showed your face. You cammed up, sis.
Yeah,
We know it's you. Um,
I don't gotta worry
so
about how I look.
prior to that incident, had he made any passes at you before? Like, has he shown any type of interest in you?
Yes, around the
He did.
neighborhood, yeah, he used to say little things. He used to try to get at me. It was like, ew, you mess with my friend. Like, how dare you?
Right. And you would shut it down. firmly, or would you lead it on a little bit?
Firmly, I would shut it down. I was messing with his brother-in-law at the time, so I had no interest in him at all, not even my type.
His brother-in-law. So he was married, but that wasn't the other girl that you said that the event was at her house. That wasn't the same
No,
girl.
no.
So he was already married.
He had a baby mother. I'm not sure if he was married to her legally, but he had a baby mother. And she has a brother that I was messing with. Yes.
All right. So it was the baby mother's brother that was your boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah. I was messing with him. Yes.
All right. So what were you wearing that night? Did you have on like a short skirt or something?
No. I had some jeans on and a shirt, some sneakers.
All right. So can you basically just give us a recount of the situation up until when, like you told me, up and just to the point of when you got to your house and then stop. Just take it back from the very beginning to that point.
Okay. So we was at a party and like I said, we were drinking and I had a little bit too much to drink. So I was already feeling like, okay, I'm already too drunk. I need to get home. So I decided to leave the party. So now when I leave the party, I'm pressing the elevator. He follows with a friend, right? So the girl
Okay.
comes
I'm
out
with
and
you.
asks, the girl comes out and she asks him where he's going. So he says, I don't know what he says. He says he's leaving or whatever. So I guess she got mad, slammed the door. So I already know, like, okay, I know where she's at. Like she's upset at him. So okay, we in the elevator. We take the elevator, and I get downstairs to the first floor. I fall because I'm so intoxicated. I fall. So he helps me up. Now he helps me up. I proceed to go out the building. Now in River Park Towers, there's four
Now stop
buildings. Hmm.
1 second. When you were
Okay.
four and he helped you up, was he grabbing feels? Was he holding you appropriately? Like, do you recount him touching you inappropriately?
No, not that I. If he did, I don't remember.
All right. Thank you for your honesty. All right. You could continue.
And so I get to the first floor. I exit the building, like what I was going to say. In River Park Towers, it's four huge buildings. So when you first come in, it's two buildings. It's building 40 and 30. And then there's a walkway to building 20 and 10. Now we coming out of building 30, right? And I'm walking the pathway to my building, which is building 10 at the time. So as I'm walking, mind you, he's walking with his friend, but they behind me. I fall again. So again, he picks me up. I bump into a friend.
Did you have on like heels or something? Like, why were you just falling so
I
much?
don't, I don't, because I was just fucked up. I was just, I was intoxicated.
Right.
So,
All right.
I don't know if I had heels or platforms. I'm not too sure. This was a long time ago. So, I get to my building and now we have security in the building. So I mentioned that because I guess I felt safe because I seen the security. So we get in the elevator and mind you, he's still following me. And I guess he's telling me like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay, I'll take you to the apartment," or I don't know what the hell it was. But he made it to my building. So I'm telling him I'm okay, I'm good. I don't need you. So I get in
Now,
the
at this time,
elevator.
where was his friend at this time?
His friend made it to the building with him. Now we in my building, building 10. So when we get to the building, he tells his friend he can leave, right? So I'm
Hmm.
not sure if it was on my floor or in the
Now,
lobby. He tells
do you know his other friend from the neighborhood? Did you know him?
yeah, well, yeah. Not I didn't know him for a long time, but yeah,
All right, copy. I'm just asking questions for the record. Go ahead.
right. So I enter the elevator and he enters it. But he waits till like the door was gonna close and then he goes in. So I'm like, okay, it's a little uncomfortable, but I'm already in the elevator. I make it up to my floor and I'm already putting the key
Now
in the
stop. You didn't
mhm.
right then and there. You didn't. get like the self-preservation warning, like the butterflies, the nervousness, where you said you felt a little uncomfortable? Did you notice at that point that something was wrong? Did you not think at that point you should not have went into the apartment?
I honestly, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking like he's not gonna enter the apartment. Like I'm in the apartment. He doesn't know who's in the apartment. I'm gonna enter the apartment and you're gonna stay outside. I'm not inviting you inside.
Now, understandably.
So yeah.
So now, just backtracking a little bit, because
Hmm.
now as the interviewer, I have to pose my questions based off, this survey and my common knowledge from, you telling me the story
Yeah, of course,
previous
of course, of course.
and now. Now, you did mention to me that on the way in the building
Hmm.
that you did see somebody though, like that somebody did see you and P going into the building.
Correct.
And who was that you said seen you and P going in the building? Not his name, but who was he to you?
It's the guy that I was dating at the time.
So that's P's baby mother's brother, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, when he seen you going in the building with P, what was the vision? Like, did P have his arm around you? Were you leaning on P? Like, what was the image that he seen as y'all cross paths?
We weren't leaning on each other because he wasn't touching me. We was just very close to each other.
Very close to each other, as in
Like
dating and friendly, flirting, close.
no, like I was trying to get home. He was just following me.
All right, so he was just up on you, but he wasn't talking to you the whole time he was walking behind you that close.
If he was, I don't know what he was saying. Remember, I was intoxicated. I was falling, and it wasn't good. So I don't know what he was saying. I just
Now,
figured like, God,
what is it a possibility, right, sis? Just being honest, is it a
hmm,
possibility that maybe you could have been flirting a little bit because you were drinking, like, and
no,
he just took it the wrong way?
no, I didn't like him. I didn't like him, and I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like him.
All right.
I would never flirt with him.
Now, getting back to the topic though. So now when you see your boyfriend and he sees you walking in the lobby or walking in the building with P, it looks like you're walking in with P, of course. Was P's friend still with him?
Friends, I mean, they were like family, so I don't know if they was friends. They
No, no, no,
met.
no, no. I'm asking, like, because you said P was walking with his friend this whole time. At that point, was P's friend still there? Did he see you walking with just P, or did he see you walking with P and P's friend?
At that time, we was in the lobby, so his friend was still there. Yes,
Oh, so he's seen you walking. So your boyfriend seen you with P and P's friend.
correct.
All right. And what did he say, if you could remember? What was the first thing you could remember he said to you?
I don't know exactly what he said, but I know he got annoyed, and it was something to the effect like, "It's like that now," like some stupid shit,
Like, so basically some jealous, insecure boyfriend shit.
kind of.
All
Hmm.
right. And how did you respond? What did you say to him?
So I don't remember my exact words, but I believe I told him come upstairs or take me upstairs.
And what did he say? What did he do?
This was so long ago. I'm not sure what he said. I think he said he was gonna call me. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that's what he said. He was gonna call me. So I was
And
okay.
and then what he did, he just left.
Yeah.
Did he
He
shake
left.
P's hand? Did he say what's up to P? Did he greet P?
Not that I see, no. He didn't say a word to him.
But they knew
Not
each other previous, right? They never had no previous static or nothing, right?
right, they were family, but I didn't see him communicating with him at that time.
So naturally, it's safe to say, like, it's safe to assume that your your boyfriend assumed something was going on between you and P at that moment.
At that moment he probably did, yes.
All right. So now continue the story from there. So your boyfriend leaves. You get in the elevator. You realize P gets in the elevator with you. You get that uncomfortable feeling. Continue.
Right. I get that uncomfortable feeling. And then I remember putting the key in the lock. I unlock my door. And as I'm opening my door, I fall again. And that's when um, he picks me up and he takes me into my living room and helps me on the couch.
Okay. Now, when you fell again, you don't think that he might have seen that as a inviting, like, oh man, she dragging and she's inviting me. Like it wasn't that kind of fall. Like you know how men think sometimes. Do you think it's possible that he could have got that feeling?
I don't know what he got, and I don't know. It wasn't that type of fall. Like I'm falling on purpose so you could see me fall. No, I was that intoxicated. That's why I decided to leave the party. And so that's what happened. And he took advantage of that. And he picked me up and he took me to the living room and laid me on my couch. So
All
what he
right.
was thinking, I don't know what he was thinking.
All right. So now this is when I go back to the survey a little bit too. So now at that point, he takes you to the couch. How did it start? Did he follow you into the room? Did he approach you? Did he threaten you verbally? Did he have a weapon? Did he hit you, slap you, or knock you out?
He did not, at this point, he did not put his hands on me. Like I said, I fell. So what he did was he picked me up and he put me on the couch. Now, when I'm on the couch, I'm laying there and he starts he starts putting my slipper down. And I recall telling him, no, you can't do this. You can't do that. And at the same time, I'm hearing the phone ring. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy's gonna come up or I don't know, but that, yeah.
All right. So now at that point, did you say stop? How many times did you tell him no? And how many times did you tell him stop?
So as he's putting my slipper down, I'm laying there and I'm telling him no, and I'm telling him he can't do this. I said, the certain individual is calling me, he's gonna come up, to like kind of scare him away. And it wasn't working. So then he puts my pants down.
Now at that point, now stop. At that point, anytime, sis, if you need a break to settle yourself, it's just me and you here
Hmm.
right now. You can
Hmm.
take all the time you want.
Okay.
Um, Now at that point, you
Mhm.
know it's about to happen. I'm sure your heart rate increased. You know danger when you sense danger. Did you try to fight back? Did you push? Did you shove? Did you bite? Did you scratch? Did he use excessive force? Like what happened next?
So he's pulling my pants down, and I'm telling him no. And in my mind, I wanted to fight, but I just didn't have the strength. I couldn't put my hands up. I couldn't. It was just, I don't know, my body was so weak. And he proceeded to take my pants down, and he inserted his penis
Hold on, before you
vagina.
get
Hmm.
before you get to the details of the actual sexual assault,
Oh my God.
um, when you felt that sorry sis, you strong though, you strong, you got this. When you saw where it was going and you seen that you were, let's say, physically incapable of fending him off, did you try to scream? Did you yell? Did you try to alert the neighbors? Did it cross your mind to just make as big of a scene as you can? Or like what
No,
happened?
I did not make a scene. I was too weak to make a scene, but I remember, okay, let me get myself together. I remember the phone ringing. The phone kept on ringing, so I told him He's gonna come up. He's gonna knock on the door. And as I'm telling him, he's just not. It's just not affecting him. Not.
Was he
So
hurting you? Like, was he like as like was he pinning down? Was he hurting you, or he was just like on
no, he was
top?
not hurting me. He was not hurting me. He was just on top, and doing what he does. And after a while, I'm telling him no, he cannot do this. I just remember me telling him no, can't do this,
Now,
can't do this. Hmm.
now this next part right here is a little detailed. If you're
Hmm.
uncomfortable, you know
Hmm.
what I mean.
Hmm.
Take your time. I understand, but we need to know the details of the assault, like roughly like how it started, what happened, like where were you, like how did he do it, how like was he rough, how long did it last, and like when he ejaculated, like what did he do, like how did he make you feel afterwards, everything. Like, sorry sis, but you could take your time, but
It's
that's
okay. It's okay. I lived through it, and it's just that it's been a long time, so it's like old feelings are coming up. So this is why. But it needs to be out there, and this is for all the other survivors out there. This is why I'm doing it as well. So like I said, I started. Um, I was on the couch. He put me on the couch because I had fell down. So he had lowered my pants. He's doing what he's doing, and I'm telling him no. And so there was a point that he comes out and he tries to put his penis in my mouth. And of course, I can't perform because, I'm intoxicated. And so he leaves that. He goes back to doing what he was doing. And at this point, I guess it must have been maybe 4 minutes, maybe four or
now,
five
hold on.
minutes.
Sorry sis, I need you to be a
Hmm.
little bit more clear when you say it, like that wasn't like too clear, and that would be something
Hmm.
that I know people would attack. So before that even happens, I'm gonna
So we should
intervene.
just leave that out.
No, 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 no. Listen, definitely not. That you're doing great. What I mean is, now when you said he tried to make you give him oral sex, and you
Correct.
said you were too intoxicated. Like, what do you mean by you were too intoxicated? Like, that's a
Rose,
that,
okay,
it's,
what I
the
mean
phrase
is that,
is a little weird the way you chose the phrase
okay,
is why I'm asking. So just
right. So, he tries to put his penis in my mouth, and of course, I'm too intoxicated. I'm just like moving my head back and forth, like, no, this is not happening. This is crazy.
but
So
like
that,
did you not being funny, sis, I have to ask, did you
mhm,
like
mhm.
open your mouth? Did he penetrate? Did you open your mouth? Did he have his penis inside your mouth?
I don't remember it being in my mouth. I remember him trying to put it in my mouth. I don't remember if that happened. I don't know what maybe my brain is blocking it out. I don't remember that. But I remember, you know, like turning my face back and forth. That's not happening. Like, so yeah,
All right. So now after you said it obviously wasn't going his way, he proceeded back to the regular vaginal sexual assault. We can
correct.
start from there.
So he proceeds to do that. And I think in my mind it was like, okay, this is definitely happening. I just kept hearing the phone ring in the background, and I just it was just like, okay, when it's done, it's done. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. You thinking a whole bunch of shit, or I just went blank, and then I remember it was over, right? And let me say this because this is important.
Oh, look, can you go back over that again? So you say he goes. back to the vaginal assault. For about how much longer did he continue with that before it came to its end?
I would say maybe 2 minutes, I guess. I don't know, 2, 3 minutes. It was minutes. It wasn't long. It was minutes.
All
Minutes.
right. Now, when he ejaculated, where did he ejaculate? What did he do?
I believe inside me. And um so when he was done, like I said, I just kept hearing the phone ring. And so when he was done, I remember just being limp and just locking my eyes at him, right? My brain, my eyes just locked eyes with him. And I remember him putting his zipper up and him telling me, you could call him now. And it's like after that, I don't know. It was just really blank after that, I guess.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, sorry, sis.
It's
That's
okay.
that's deep.
It's okay.
Now, when he leaves, in that moment, I know you feel horrible. Do you answer the phone for your boyfriend? Did you answer?
I did not. I did not. He leaves and I did not answer the phone. And then I believe I heard somebody knock on the door, but I could not, again, I could not get up. I could not even lift my arm to try to help me, like, I don't know. I just couldn't move. I don't know what happened after that. No, I woke up the next morning, I guess, early afternoon, I guess. I'm not sure.
So, like,
But,
once he finished, he tried to normalize what he done. Like, did
right,
he
he
try
just
to
got
act
up.
like the sexual act was consensual?
He didn't act like it was consensual because all the while I was telling him no, he cannot do this. When he finished, he was just being how can I say it in English? He just for he was just being fresh. He was just being arrogant about it. He finished. He looked at me as I was looking at him. He pulled up his zipper and he told me that I could call now. And that was the last, that was the end of that until I guess I fell out or whatever.
Did you blame yourself after the incident?
Of course not. Why would I blame myself? I didn't ask for this. He he took it upon himself to take advantage of me, to do what he did. I'm telling him no. It was gross, disgusting.
Did you
Now,
experience did you experience any emotional trauma by reliving that night over and over? Like, in other words, did you suffer from any PTSD flashbacks?
of course I did. The next morning I got up. I guess I already put in my head that I need to take a shower, but I was still conflicted. Like, am I gonna go to the police? What am I gonna do? Because if I take a shower, then I'm washing away evidence. So I guess in that time period, I just took a shower and it was like, okay, I don't know what to do. I guess I was just crying, I guess, for a couple of hours until I got to speak to my sister and got to speak to my best friend. And
So
yeah,
so even though you didn't contact the authorities, you did alert your family members to that you were sexually assaulted.
I did.
And you said who did you tell?
I told my sister and I told my best friend. Excuse
And how did they respond? What was their response? What did they do? What did they tell you to do?
me. I think with that, like people are shocked and they really don't know how to respond. So I don't remember their exact words, but I don't think it was very satisfying their response. Or maybe they told me to go to the police. I'm not too sure. I really don't remember. I really don't remember
Now,
what
for the
was
record,
it. Hmm.
like a million people have asked you, and they're going to continue to ask you, why did you not go to the police?
I guess at that time I was going through a lot, and I was thinking about my son. I was thinking, he's doing good in school. I want him to finish out of school. There's other people involved. It's not just you. I was thinking about um, if I go to the police, it's just going to be a lot right now at this time. It's going to be a lot. And so,
When you say it
as
was going to be
bad as
a lot,
it was,
did he
as
try to
bad as it
intimidate?
was, did he
Did
try
he
to
try to
intimidate me?
yeah, like after the situation? Obviously, there had to be something that made you feel that if you did say something, you were at risk of retaliation. So, did he show any signs of
Not him per
intimidation?
se, not him per se, not him per se. It's just me thinking of the consequences of, you know, not to say that it's bad because it's not a bad thing. It's just I had so much going on that I made that decision. Like, okay, I had, like I don't, it was a lot. It was a lot. I just made that decision because I was going through a lot, and it was just like I could not take going to the police and putting not only myself but everybody else through stuff. And mainly it was my son. It was, we would have to relocate. Had I went to the police, I would have to relocate, and I didn't want that really for my son. I mean, that
Now,
amongst other things.
if there wasn't any intimidation, all right, or any threats made, right? What made you feel that your son was at risk of the retaliation had you decided to go to authorities?
I never said I. I never said I was in fear of retaliation. I would have to relocate. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do that to him. That was my frame of mind at that time. It's like, okay,
And
if I go, I'm
so
not
you
going to
didn't have
be
no
able to stay
support?
here. I'm going to have to relocate. So I don't.
There was no
I
support
did
in the
have
neighborhood,
support. I
like,
just didn't want to relocate.
or you still would have felt like you needed to
The
relocate.
neighborhood,
Right. I understand. I'm just asking, Miss. Like, I mean, like, because some people
right?
would
Because
have.
now I live there, just me and my son. It's not like if I'm living there with a man.
Right. I
So
get
of
it.
course he lived there. This is his hometown. This is his where he grew up. He was born and raised here. Contrary to what he's.
To what he's saying. Correct. Right. I understand. All right.
If
So,
I did that, in my thought was like, okay, it's gonna, a lot is gonna come out, and I cannot just stay. I have to.
all right. So now you did say you told a couple of your family members. You did say you did explain why you never went to the authorities. So what did you do to cope with what happened to you? Like, did it depress you? Did you get anxiety? Did it cause you to drink or do drugs? Did you become promiscuous, or did you get aggressive or like antisocial?